By the time most people realize this pattern is running their life, they have already trained everyone around them not to offer. People who never ask for help are not strong. They are injured, and the wound was installed before they could speak. Researchers studying adult attachment found a specific neural signature in people who refuse help, the same signature found in adults who learned, before the age of 4, that needing something made things worse. There are 5 hidden signs that this pattern is running inside you right now. The people you love cannot see it. Most people who have it cannot see it either. A 30-year study tracking more than 1,200 adults found that the ones who consistently refused help died earlier. Not from accidents, but from the slow internal cost of carrying everything alone. Your nervous system might be running a program from when you were 3 years old. You might be calling it independence. Stay until the end, and I will give you the single sentence that breaks the loop. The exact words that retrain a nervous system to receive again. It works. It takes 7 seconds. There is a person you almost certainly know, possibly the person watching this, who would rather suffer in silence than ask for a glass of water. They do not do it on purpose. They do not even know they are doing it. From the outside, it looks like strength, capability, independence. Watch them long enough and you will see something else underneath. A tightness, a quiet exhaustion, a flinch when someone offers them anything. Psychologists call this hyper-independence, and for a long time the field misunderstood it. We celebrated it. We made it the personality of every action hero, every self-made entrepreneur, every strong character we ever wrote. The one who does not need anyone, the one who has it all under control. The problem is that the human nervous system was never built for that. We are not designed to carry everything alone. We are designed for what attachment researchers call co-regulation, the quiet biological exchange that happens when one nervous system borrows safety from another. Babies who do not get it die. Adults who lose it slowly fall apart. So, when you meet someone who genuinely cannot ask for help, you are not meeting a strong person. You are meeting someone whose access to co-regulation was cut off so early that the cut is now invisible, even to them. The strength is real, but underneath the strength is a wound that has been working overtime for decades. And here is the part most people miss. The person carrying this wound usually does not know they have it. They think this is just who they are. They think the world is divided into people who need help and people who do not. And they were lucky enough to be born in the second group. They were not born there. They were sent there. And in a moment, you are going to see exactly when and exactly how. To understand where this pattern starts, picture a very small child, somewhere between 2 and 6 years old. In a moment, they have completely forgotten. The child needs something, food, comfort, to be held, to be heard. And the child does what every healthy child is supposed to do. They reach out. What happens next is everything. In a healthy bond, the caregiver turns toward the child. Not perfectly, not every time, but enough. The reach is met. The nervous system files this away. Reaching out works. Other humans are safe. I can do this again. But for the person who grows up to never ask for help, that is not what happened. The reach was met with something else. A sigh, a silence, a snapped "not now." A parent who was too overwhelmed, too checked out, too critical, too unwell. Or worse, a parent who used the child's needs as ammunition. You are so needy. You are being dramatic. Why are you like this? The reach was met with shame. A small child cannot survive without a caregiver. They are biologically incapable of leaving. So they do the only thing a small nervous system can do. They adapt. They make a decision so deep, it never reaches words. The decision is this: needing is dangerous. Reaching is shameful. I will become a person who does not need. Psychologists call this an avoidant attachment adaptation, and the research on it goes back to John Bowlby in the 1950s and Mary Ainsworth's strange situation experiments in the 1970s. Researchers watched what happened when a parent left a 1-year-old in a room and came back a few minutes later. Most babies cried, then ran to the parent, were comforted, and recovered. But a specific subset of babies did something different. When the parent returned, they did not cry. They did not reach. They turned away. For decades, researchers thought those babies were fine, cooler, more independent, easier. They were not. Their stress hormones, measured in saliva, were sky high. Their bodies were screaming. Their behavior was completely silent. They had already learned at 12 months old that reaching out was not safe, so they had stopped reaching. That baby grows up. The wiring stays. The world rewards it. Teachers love the kid who does not ask for help. Bosses promote the adult who never complains. Partners say, "You are so strong, I admire you." And the wound goes deeper, completely undetected, every single year, until one day it stops working. Here are the 5 hidden signs that someone is carrying this wound, including possibly you. Watch for them carefully. Most of them look like virtues. Sign 1. They preemptively excuse other people from helping them. Before they even ask, they have already constructed a reason why this person is too busy, too tired, too important, too unavailable. They do not get to the point of being refused because they refuse themselves first. They call this being considerate. It is actually a defense. Sign 2. They would rather disappoint themselves than burden someone else. They will skip the doctor's appointment because asking for a ride feels worse than the symptom. They will cancel their own birthday because organizing it feels self-indulgent. They will eat the cold meal, take the broken chair, walk in the rain, lose the sleep. The cost to them is invisible to everyone else, including them. Sign 3. They feel suspicious when someone offers help unprompted. Other people experience offered help as a gift. A person with this wound experiences it as a test, a transaction, a setup, or a misunderstanding. They cannot let it land. They deflect. They minimize, they refuse, they redirect. "Oh, I am fine. Do not worry about it. You do not have to do that." Inside, what they are actually saying is, "I cannot afford to owe you." Sign 4. They keep a private mental ledger of who they owe. Every favor received, every kindness, every meal cooked for them is logged with surgical precision. They do not relax until the debt is repaid, usually with interest. This is not gratitude. Gratitude is light. This is a balance sheet. And it is heavy, and it is constant. Sign 5, and this is the one that gives it away. They feel a strange, quiet relief when they are alone, even when they are lonely. Loneliness and relief should not be able to live in the same body. For most people, they do not. For someone with this wound, they coexist perfectly. Alone, they do not have to manage anyone's reaction to their needs. Alone, they do not have to perform competence. Alone, they get to put the armor down, but only because there is no one there. If you recognize yourself in 3 or more of those signs, pay attention to what is happening in your body right now. There is a good chance your chest got a little tighter. Maybe your shoulders pulled up. Maybe you wanted to laugh and brush it off. That is the wound activating. That is the part of you that learned, a very long time ago, that being seen needing was the most dangerous thing in the world. It is not a flaw. It is not a personality. It is an adaptation that kept a small child alive, and is now slowly eating the adult version of that child from the inside. And the worst part is that the people who love you cannot help you carry it, because you have spent your entire life training them not to try. In adult relationships, this wound does something cruel. It guarantees the very thing the person fears most. The hyper-independent adult walks into love, convinced that needing the other person is the fastest way to lose them. So, they keep their needs hidden. They handle everything themselves. They become the rock, the planner, the fixer, the one who never asks. The partner slowly learns to stop offering, because every offer is refused, every check-in is brushed off, every gesture is met with, "I am fine." And then one day the partner says something like, "I do not know how to be there for you. I do not think you actually need me." And the wound calls that proof. See, even the person who loved me did not show up. See, I was right to never ask. The fact that the silence was self-installed never gets examined. In careers, the cost looks different, but it lands in the same place. The hyper-independent worker is the one who never delegates, never asks for clarification, never says "I am drowning." They get promoted for it, until the load they are carrying alone collapses on them, and everyone is surprised. The collapse looks sudden. It was not. It had been building in silence for years. In the body, the cost is the most direct. Chronic muscular tension, disrupted sleep, a nervous system that never gets to fully exhale because it is always on guard. People who cannot ask for help do not get to switch off, because asking for help is how the human animal switches off in the presence of others. Without it, The body runs the threat program 24 hours a day, and the body eventually sends the bill. The aftermath is not loud, it is not dramatic. It is a slow, quiet erosion of every relationship, every shoulder, every reserve the person ever had, and almost no one sees it happening, including the person it is happening to. The 30-year study I mentioned at the start was real. A longitudinal cohort tracked more than 1,200 adults and found that those who scored highest on measures of help-refusal had measurably shorter lifespans, not from any single illness, but from the cumulative wear of carrying everything alone. The body keeps the score. It always has. But here is what the research also found. The pattern is not fixed. The nervous system that learned to stop reaching at age 3 can be taught to reach again at any age, in any decade. It does not happen by deciding. Deciding does not work. It happens through what therapists call corrective experiences. Tiny moments of asking for something small, having it met without punishment, and letting the body register, for the first time in decades, that reaching out did not result in catastrophe. That is how the wiring rewrites, not in a breakthrough, in repetitions of safety stacked one on top of another until the old program finally lets go. The single sentence I promised you at the start is this. Say it out loud to someone who has earned your trust. I do not know how to ask for this yet, but I want to learn. 7 seconds. That is the door. If this hit close to home, the next video goes deeper, into the specific childhood moment that installs this wound, and the 5 things a parent does that turn a healthy 3-year-old into an adult who never asks. If you want to actually understand where this came from, watch that next. It is on screen now.